I'm done. Do the research. The community does not appreciate what I'm doing. I only will get recognition, and it's sad. I only get recognition from people who don't look like me. Do not send me any more messages on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or wherever asking me about a freaking march. It's still happening.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to welcome you back. Listen, I know this is going to be a pretty controversial live stream. I know that we're going to have a lot of people that feel a lot of different ways about this, but as you come into the building, as you come into the live stream, as you come into the panel, as you come into the room, make sure you give a like first and foremost, and make sure that you go ahead and keep a few things in mind as we go ahead and get started, okay? Number one, as we proceed, we just want to point out some of the things and some of the facts that I've noticed and some of the things that I think need to be discussed, right? And what happens a lot of the times online is that we can, tend to miss some things because there's so much going on. And Black Femicide US is in the chat right now, right? So for any of y'all watching on the replay, keep that in mind. And so I do have to, I do have to keep in mind why I made this live stream. But in the same breath, like I've said about the Kevin Samuel situation, like I've said about the Nyla and Taz situation, certain things past certain people, right, past certain points, we just don't point out, right? So we're going to stick to the facts, and we're going to stick to what I know and what I've observed. And I really want to take more of a neutral ground in this. I do, but I have to kind of point out some of the things that I've seen before we go ahead and get started. Okay, so I wanted to say that before we get started. Listen, let's go ahead and do our national days of the day today. If you don't like this on the replay, go ahead and fast forward. It is June 5th today, World Environmental Day. It's Bug Awareness Week, as well as Community Health Improvement Week. That has kind of something that we're trying to talk about today, or has something to do with what we're going to be talking about today a little bit. National Business Etiquette Week, National Commuter Challenge, National Headache Awareness Week. Listen, we got all kinds of good stuff here. You know what it is. Hopefully one of those days resonated with you. A news article, a little audio warning right here. News article. This article is coming to us from Uvalde once again. One of the fathers of the Uvalde shooters wants to be let out of prison to go see his daughter. What do you think of this?
Now is Congressman Tony Gonzalez, whose district includes Uvalde. Congressman, thank you so much for joining us. I know you want to talk about mental health resources, and we will get to that. That's important. But first, a lot of people are looking for change and solutions to curb gun violence. I want to ask you, do you believe guns and gun laws as they are right?
All right, that's a 4.5-minute video, so we're not going to watch that entire thing, so forgive me there. I thought that was a pretty quick video, but anyways, the story goes on to say this. In Uvalde, Kim Kardashian advocated on behalf of the father of the Uvalde shooting victim who sought a temporary release from prison to attend his daughter's funeral. 10-year-old Ileana Cruz Torres was one of the 19 students killed at Robb Elementary in Uvalde. I'm not going to play the music. On May 24th, Kim Kardashian said her father, Eli Torres, is currently incarcerated for a non-violent drug offense. So far, their requests have been denied. Kim Kardashian said, I asked the Federal Bureau of Prisons, to grant Eli Torres temporary release so that he can say his last goodbye to his baby girl. Every parent deserves that right, Kardashian said on Twitter. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? This is the daughter, Ileana Cruz Torres, 10 years old, one of the 19 victims of the shooting in Uvalde. Her family is desperately hoping that her father, who is incarcerated for a non-violent drug offense, be granted temporary release so that he can attend his daughter's funeral. This is where the lines of nuance once again start to get really merged and crossed. And so what do you think? I actually have a question that I'm going to go ahead and put in the panel to go ahead and vote. I want to hear your thoughts on this. Should he be let out for prison? It's a non-violent offense. It's a non-violent offense. You have 3 different answers you can actually do for this one. Yes, no, depends. Go ahead and give me your answer there. You can go ahead and chime in. If you're listening on the audio, I'll let you know all the statistics, how many people vote, how many people say yes, no, depends, and things of that nature. Talking about the Black Femicide USA page today and Black Femicide USA. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly where Black Femicide and I stand. And I say that for a few different reasons. All right. I say that for a few different reasons. I've, talked about Black Femicide, and y'all know Black Femicide. We've talked about it and put the links up, and we mention it. Everybody mentions it, but apparently Black Femicide USA is having a pretty serious problem. The problem that she's having, and I'm going to let her explain herself through her words on the Woman's Sphere podcast in 1 second. We're going to do a little video review before I get into my notes and what I've noticed. The problem that she's having is that she is having some pretty serious pushback from a certain group of people, or from black women, it seems. Now, I was trying to, in my best interest and the best ability, show you Black Femicide US's page. Now, I Googled it, and I did make sure that this was on the Google page. It has 21,000 followers now, which it grew because the last time I was on the page, I think it had 17 or 18, or maybe it was even 14. I can't remember exactly when. But I went to Google and I was like, okay, well, let me get some pictures and things like that. And so I click on the page and it says, sorry, this isn't available, right? So, sorry, this isn't available. Now, for those of you who might be living under a rock, or maybe just aren't as versed in social media in the year 2022 and beyond, what this pretty much is indicative to me is that I've been blocked, right? Now, maybe I'm wrong about this, but maybe the actual page is actually down. Now, the reason that I bring this to light is because a while ago, when I told you all about what I'm trying to do with THT TV, right? And I haven't really given y'all everything that it's going to be. It's going to be great when it finally comes out, so be patient. And if you want to, see some really cool things, then you can support whatever, right? And so I wanted to reach out to Black Femicide to have a particularly interesting portion, and almost like this, not like, it would be like a short, it'd be like my version of doing like a short B-rolled documentary type of thing of the Black Femicide, but it'd have Black Femicide's logo, some really cool transitions. Y'all know how I do. I try and make things look really cool, and with THT TV, this is going to be something that nobody's ever seen. No YouTube channel's ever had with what I'm getting ready to do, right? So I wanted Black Femicide to be a part of it, and I want other people to be part of it too. And some of y'all might have seen my community post that I made saying, hey, if you're a content creator, email me. I made this post probably a few weeks ago because I want to talk about potentially having your content as a part of THT TV, right? So I said, okay, that's interesting. So I DM'd her. So this is the message right here. I DM'd her. And it's the user message, the username is Instagram user. So that's, once again, evidence, pretty big strike number 2 that I've been blocked, right? By Black Femicide. I don't know why. Maybe Black Femicide doesn't like me. Right? She's watching right now, so I'm sure when I opened up the Zoom panels that she can come and explain to me. Oh, also, I want to say something that hurt my feelings earlier today too. This has been a hurt feelings day. I'm trying to, I try and help. So Black Femicide, I understand. I think I understand. Maybe I don't. I don't know. You blocked me, so I don't know. But gosh dang it, I can take being blocked maybe, even when I'm when I was trying to do something. But let me show you something that got to me. I mean, not really, but there's so many notifications. Hang on. I'm just gonna have to type it in. All right. This one took me for a left. Okay. This one took me for a left. Wait, did she delete it? Did she delete the post of me? I think she deleted it. So I was gonna show you a post that somebody tagged me in, and they had insulted me it was a funny insult, but I was gonna read the post. Sweet Life of Atari had tagged me in something, and she called me a mophead. I was like, Sweet Life of Atari, that's probably the rudest thing that anybody's ever said to me on YouTube so far. To call me a mophead, especially after I got my hair redone, is like, that hurt. You had years to call me a mophead in my worst of dust. And then I get my hair redone and you hit me right in the gutter. That hurts a lot. Okay, so I guess she took it down. I wanted to show y'all, but Sweet Life of Atari, if you're watching, I'm sorry if I did something to make you upset as well. So I messaged, let's get back to the point here. I messaged Black Femicide or Instagram user on this page because, once again, keep in mind, I am blocked. What's wrong with Instagram on the computer? Hold on a second, y'all. Bad journalism. Also, I want to thank the mods in the chat. The mods in the chat, we have the best mods in the world. I know they're going to catch a lot of flack. Listen, and I want to say this too, okay? Pink Pill put on our channel that, I need to drop talking about a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about tonight right now. So I want you to know that Pink Pill has nothing to do with everything that I'm going to say tonight. Nobody except for me has anything to do with what I'm going to say tonight, and I'm 100% firm and ready to stand on that word, okay? So Pink Pill has, gotten with, I think, the Black Femicide and a few other people to clear up the name. At least that's what Sweet Life of Atari said. I believe Black Femicide and Pink Pill got together and talked about it. And then also Pink Pill and Woman's Sphere got together and cleared some things up as well. So hey, let's go ahead and drop a bomb for women coming together to clear things up. Did somebody say, was that you? I'm not gonna even say that. I'm not gonna be messy right now. I'm not gonna be messy. I'm not gonna talk about women clearing things up. All right, not right now. We're gonna focus on one content creator, and that's all. All right. Let me get back to what I'm saying. I'm getting too sidetracked here. So I messaged Black Femicide USA. I said, first page go down. I was looking for it to post on my channel. Just wanted to make sure this is Black Femicide US. She said both pages are up. Now, this is my main account, The Honest Truth. All right, that's my little logo there. And she messaged back and said both pages are up. Pretty short-winded message, for somebody that's trying to, help. But once again, if you don't like the person that's messaging you and that you've coincidentally blocked, I would expect a pretty short-winded message in this regard. So there's a big potential that she doesn't want my support from the very get-go. But we're going to talk about her wanting support as we go ahead and dive into the main crux of the message. Black Femicide went on to have a conversation on the Woman's Sphere podcast, right? And we saw this conversation, so we're going to watch some of it right now. And as Woman's Sphere has it so appropriately labeled in the bottom left corner, fair use.
Too out of hand. It's gotten too out of hand. I've got messages on Twitter. I've got messages on Facebook. And I'm like, I got messages back channels. And I'm like, what's going on? I haven't even been online. Why are people saying these things?
Now, let's go ahead and pause here for a second. Why are people saying these things? Very interesting wording and dialogue. What things are we talking about exactly? Let's try and figure it out.
And it's sickening. It's sickening. But now you guys got a bit of what I've been going through, so you understand why I'm going to have to do things differently, and why after August 27th and 28th, I'm going to step back. I'm not going to be available like I used to be. You're not going to be able to access me. I voluntarily allowed myself to be easy.
All right. So essentially what Black Femicide is saying right here is that there's a group of people, I don't know who, can somebody please enlighten me on who exactly has been harassing Black Femicide US, what exactly the problem is. I'm not sure who's been, what exactly is the problem with Black Femicide US. Let me know in the comment section really quickly. I want to read that in the comment section. But she wants you to know that after August or September or whenever the march is, the virtual march now, not an actual march, the virtual march is, that she's done is she's going underground, which is coincidentally the same thing that Pink Pill actually said on her panel. Now, I want to show you something really quickly, and I'm going to try and actually show what I was tagged in, hopefully assuming it's still up right now, because I'm honestly just trying to get to the bottom of it right now, right? I just want to understand what exactly is going on. And so it makes more sense to me. So this is what Pink Pill announced on her channel. Pink Pill said this. She tagged, Woman's Sphere Podcast, The Honest Truth, Black Femicide Update. Earlier this week, I spread some misinformation regarding the Black Femicide March that was set for this summer. I announced that event has been canceled when the event has been adapted for safety, reasons. I'm happy and relieved that Rosa has decided to host the online event August 27th through 28th. I have apologized for my mismessage about the event, and I have addressed Rosa. This was a total error on my part, and please cease focusing on hurting this woman who has worked tirelessly for free to make our plight heard. So my question is, who exactly is attacking Black Femicide? I'd like to know that. And then what are they saying about her is my number one question. Secondly, let's address something really quickly. Let's go ahead and dig into the history books, right? The cause of canceling, or at least postponing this or making this a virtual meeting, was because of the safety concerns, right, of women. Now, once again, I thought the initial safety concerns would have been raised and taken care of, or at least eliminated, by the fundraiser, which raised $34,559, and within the last hour had another $100 donation donated to it for the march that is non-existent at this point. All right. I thought that, and forgive me for maybe not understanding city ordinances, but don't worry, I did a fair amount of research, a good amount of research, on what it takes to host a march adequately. What does it take? What kind of laws? What kind of permits? What kind of everything like that? And in doing the research, I just decided to, and I figured I'd heard about this before, but I decided to just look it up. And they had already, Black Femicide US, Miss Rosa, who's in the chat right now, has already done a march before. She did a march in 2021 in September in Atlanta, right? This is titled The Forgotten Epidemic. This is actually an article that was written the 25th. The purpose of this article, once again, was to bring awareness of the black women's femicide that's been happening every 5.5 hours or less, that black women are being killed at the hands of black men or men in general or people in general, whatever it might be. There's the GoFundMe that links you to a page. That actual page, I'm not sure whether or not is the page that's still running, but there is a page that's actively still running right now. And once again, it just goes down to break down a lot of the different things that, you know, Black Femicide talks about and what she pushes for. It breaks down her background and things of that nature, right? Now, this article went on to say that out of this march here, there are about 50 people showed up. 50 people. Okay? So the march that was held last year in what is arguably the most black city in America had 50 people show up. And shout out to those 50 women that decided to show up. I want to say that at the time, Black Femicide was probably not nearly as popular as she is now. All right? Probably not nearly as popular as she is now. Maybe this was in, I forget. Maybe this was in a different state or a different city. I forget. I think it was Atlanta. I might be wrong, right? But the article says 50 people showed up. So that's, in all fairness, that's not a lot, right? That's definitely not a lot at all. And it probably, it could have been done, it seems like, a little differently. Maybe the promotion wasn't on for it. A lot of people didn't know about it. I'm not exactly sure. I'm reading some of the stuff right now just to kind of see if it breaks down, a little bit more on that. But around 50 people showed up. And once again, the picture you can see here it's indicative of something along that lines, right? So it looks like it was a successful march. It looks like it was a successful march, and everything went good for the most part. Now, this march happened in September of 2021. Rosa, if I've gotten that wrong, then please let me know. Let me know in the chat. Let me look at the comments. Let me know if I've gotten that wrong. Black Femicide US says that there have been threats against participants. Well, I'll cover that for sure, Black Femicide. I'll cover that for sure, Black Femicide. The threats against participants. Don't worry. I actually am here to help. So we'll cover it in 1 second. Oh, the poll. I forgot about the poll. Do you think that they should let the father out of prison? Listen, out of 40 votes, ladies and gentlemen, y'all think that yes, most of y'all, 43% say yes, they should let him out of prison. 30% say no. 28% says it depends. The party of the independents rises. Let's end this poll and we have some more questions. Second question, ladies and gentlemen, as you go ahead and come into the building, make sure you give the stream a like. We're talking about Black Femicide USA deciding to be done with black women and going underground just like the Pink Pill. After the Pink Pill, Women's Sphere podcast and Black Femicide USA had a coming and a reckoning and an understanding, or at least some sort of reconciliation to understanding as to why Black Femicide USA wants to quit and make the fundraised $35,000 nearly fundraised march that's supposed to be happening, that black women still want to actually happen, which is indicative of the conversation that we're listening to right now, of all the messages that she's receiving in the back chat, assumably because she's saying that people are trying to track her down, hunt her down, and things of that nature, assuming they're asking about whether or not the march is still happening because they donated $35,000 to it. So forgive people for wanting to know whether or not the march is still happening. As crazy as that concept might be, believe it or not, Rosa, when you do decide to put yourself into a position of leading, people are going to expect to be kept up to date and informed. And speaking of up to date and informed, I want to read you something really quickly. I tried to stay up to date on the articles of whether or not the march was still happening on the Black Femicide US YouTube page, but there's no videos. And just to go ahead and give you an idea of whether or not I've been blocked on that page, this is actually my alternative YouTube account, Always Honest. So just to let you know, she hasn't blocked this one because none of y'all know this one. There's no content on the page. So the reason that people contact you and email you, as strange as it might seem, Black Femicide US, is because they're concerned and they care about the movement that you started and you call yourself the leader of. Same way you're concerned about their safety, that you're upset at them being concerned about your movement for. Does that make sense? Are you sticking with me tonight, Truth Seekers? Make sure you hey, if you like the message, please donate to the Cash App. Donate anonymously because I know a lot of y'all don't want your names to be read. A lot of y'all watch and you don't like to subscribe, but you still watch. So I'm okay. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. Donate to the channel. Donate to the Cash App. If you like the truth, if you support the truth, so help me God, then help me. All right. And I want to start the dust campaign again. Please, from dust to dust, the Bible says, right? Look at that. Sweet Jesus. Sweet white baby Jesus. I didn't even get that. I need to shorten the freaking Illuminati sound. Let's go back to this fundraiser for a second, okay? The fundraiser that raised $35,000 and that had a $100 anonymous donation, just like we got done talking about. You can, too, donate to the channel. $ Truth Seekers. You see that floating right there, somewhere around there? That's how you do it right there. If you like these videos and you want more live streams, that's what you have to do. If not, you want a video every 5 days, then don't donate. It's up to you. Let's read a couple of things. Hi, everyone. My name is Rosa, and I'm raising money for the Black Femicides March in D.C., tentatively scheduled for September 2022, the same month that the march happened last year. The money will go towards travel expenses, scouting locations, security details, permits, and fees associated with the march, as well as payment to my staff. I am requesting this money for a new computer, webcam, and other technological equipment with live streams. With live streams. Oh, sorry. My bad. I was I got distracted, my bad. Sorry. I started this project as a labor of love, and it has turned into something much bigger than I foresaw. Since starting this endeavor, I have never asked for donations nor received any funding, but as the momentum has grown, my pride has taken a back seat. So I'm asking those who believe in me and the mission to assist me financially so that the work can continue and eventually lead to legislative changes that will protect Black women and girls in America. With your help, I know that the change will come because I have found out there are many who are just as passionate as I am for working towards a better future for Black women and girls. Remember that every donation helps. Thank you so much.
And when we take up the cross of Christ, we're saying goodbye to sin, goodbye to lying, goodbye to whoremongering, goodbye to gambling, goodbye to murder, goodbye to rape, goodbye to robbery. You know, I'm not coming back to you anymore. I think that's the apex of my life.
Okay. I legitimately didn't mean to play that clip right there, but I figured since it was playing, we'll just play it. So roast me if you want to. All right. All right. So what was once a pretty zealot zeal to go ahead and do what she was doing has been replaced with this. You know what happened?
Easily accessible. But after the march is over, that's a done deal. I'm all about my space, my peace, and tranquility. I'm going to continue the work, but I'm going to continue it amongst a global collective of people, of women coming together to do the research. The community does not appreciate what I'm doing. I only will get recognition, and it's sad. I only get recognition from people who don't look.
Okay. Does this look like the community not recognizing you? maybe I'm just a hater. Maybe I got things wrong in my head. Maybe I'm the crazy one. Sometimes I do sit down and I wake up and I think to myself, I say, maybe I really am the crazy one. You ever think that to yourself? Like maybe maybe I really am crazy and I'm wrong for thinking the way I do. I legitimately ask myself that sometimes when I do these videos. No lie. I legitimately question myself like, dang, I question myself like, should I even make this video? I actually question myself. but I had to, because it just doesn't make any sense to me. No pun intended. God damn, I'm a genius. I'm a smart motherfucker, man. I shouldn't have said that. That was a bad thing to say. Forgive me, y'all. Definitely language warning. No more cussing because I said that. That's just a horrible curse word right there. Hey, listen, if you're upset at me, I'm just trying to state the facts here, okay? Who's upset at Black Femicide? Can somebody please tell me who's been threatening Black Femicide? Who's been threatening Black Femicide and got her to this point? Which YouTube channel? Is it Cynthia G? Is it Nyla? Let me look at the comments. Who is it? Who got Black Femicide this upset? Let me see. Let me see. Listen, y'all talk about threats. If you're on YouTube, if you're a YouTuber, you've been threatened. All right. If you have 25 subscribers, if you have 25,000, you've been threatened. All right. I've been threatened. Black Woman Sphere is threatened. Rose is threatened. Up at the Unicorn's been threatened. Nyla's been threatened. Cynthia G's been threatened. Red Supreme's been threatened. We've all been threatened. Okay. This is what YouTube life is. This is why so many people stop YouTube. All right. Because it is serious. Okay. You leading a movement of Black women femicide national recognition is a serious movement, right? That's not for the faint of heart, right? But if you believe in something strongly and passionate enough, you're willing to do what it takes to ensure that the movement sees success by any means necessary, if that's what you believe loud enough, right? Now, about these death threats and things of that nature, let's go ahead and go back to something really quickly, okay? Because that was the thing that I've seen time and time and time again. The death threat. Well, in 2021, a few days before this, in Atlanta, a shooting spree, a mass shooting happened right down the road where 8 people were killed, 6 of whom were Asian women. One other person was wounded. A suspect, 21-year-old Robert Aaron Long, was taken into custody later that day. He told police that motivated by sexual addiction and that the odds of his something Christianity, he was charged with 19 crimes, and some of those, I believe, were hate crimes as well. All right, so I'm not sure if that march was in Atlanta. I'm pretty sure the march in 2021 that Black Femicide US had was in Atlanta, but keep in mind that a few days prior, there was maybe this happened after. I don't know what day the actual march happened, but keep in mind also that mass shootings in 2021 were very, very, very widely publicized. You know what I mean? It's been widely publicized since the Dylan Roof church shooting happened, where Dylan Roof, the kid, went to the church and killed all the black people in church, right? Now, I have a couple questions for y'all because I want y'all to know that I've considered. So here's the first question I have for you. This march was going to take place in Washington, D.C., the nation's capital, okay? Question number 1. Do you believe that Washington, D.C., the nation's capital, is susceptible to mass shootings for the Black Femicide March? Hold on, I have too many. I just want to hear what y'all say. Gosh dang it. Hold on a second. Is at risk. Can I delete risk? All right, there we go. I want to hear what y'all say, because maybe I'm the crazy one. I'm just not thinking about it, right? Once again, I don't know what day that this happened. Oh, forgive me. I'm sorry. Forgive me, y'all. So check it out. I completely butchered the story just now, all right? I'm going to go ahead and this is Sparta myself.
This is Sparta!
All right, I butchered the story. This happened in March. The Asian thing happened. Oh, Jesus Christ, I shouldn't have said. The Asian hate crime shooting happened in March 2021, all right? So this happened at the beginning of the year. Black Femicide US's March was in September, all right? In the same city. All right? Secondly, all right, let me continue with the video here because I'm talking too much. I know y'all hate when I talk so much, yo. Somebody said, man, y'all so mean. Somebody was like, I'm not going to say that.
Like me. All day, every day. But people who look like me want to argue, fuss, and fight. And I'm done with it. I'm just going to sit on the global panels like I was doing before and commiserate with any woman who's actually doing the research and doing the real work towards femicide. So I'm done. After the march, I'm done. And I'm
All
saying it
right.
again. After the march, I'm done. So if I'm saying after the march, that means the march is going to continue, just possibly in another iteration. But the march is still going to be had. So please do not send me any more messages on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or wherever asking me about a freaking march. It's still happening. It's not, it has not stopped.
Okay, but the march isn't happening.
And when we take up the cross of Christ, we're saying goodbye to sin, goodbye to lying, goodbye to whoremongering, goodbye to gambling, goodbye to murder, goodbye to rape, goodbye to robbery. I'm not coming back to you anymore. I think that's the...
Thank you, Percy. I appreciate those words. Percy's a good man. He did murder somebody in 1978, 2 people in cold blood. But I tell you what, that man has the love of God in his life. He has the love of God in his life. I tell you what. I'm stand corrected. The march is happening virtually. Okay, virtual march. Let's look at the results. The next question is: will you be attending the virtual march? All right. Will you be attending the virtual march? 71% out of 28 votes. 71% of people believe that the nation's capital is at risk for a mass shooting. 71% of people believe that it is at risk. And that is not good to march there. Not good to march. All right. Let's look at a few other things here, shall we? Let's look at a few other things here. Shall we? Now, the good thing is Pink Pill came on and once again was able to kind of, settle everything and have a conversation. I thought this was great.
Not afford to get
all right, so here she starts talking about her not being able to afford, right? So let's go ahead and slow things down, shall we? Let's go ahead and slow things down here because it seems like this isn't just a problem about security, but this is a multifaceted problem. And to be quite frank and honest, I don't know what the problem actually is, but I'm trying to get to the bottom of it. I'd like to get to the bottom of it. I would. So let's hear what she has to say. Pink Pill wanted to get to the bottom of why the march isn't happening physically.
The source of that. I was though under the impression that the march was canceled.
No,
So-
it was as I stated, it's just going to be a different iteration because of the threats. I could not afford to get the necessary amount of armed security.
All right. She couldn't afford to get the necessary amount of armed security. Well, you know what? I happened to look up how much armed security costs. How much does armed security cost for an event? Google is an amazing resource, but just in case you wondered, basic armed guard is $20 to $25 per hour. I don't know, how long did y'all plan on marching? Are we marching for 8 hours? Are we marching to where? How long? Somebody give me a number in the chat. How many hours is the march? Because maybe she's right. Maybe we don't have enough money for this. I need to do some quick math here. So throw a number out. How many hours is the Black Femicide March supposed to be? How many hours is the march? Just give me an idea. All day? Mass the Max says all day. Inky Dion. I tried talking to Black Femicide, but she blocked me on Instagram. So when I decide to open up the live chat, she can come up if she wants. Can somebody give me an amount of hours, please? Okay, thank you, Angelic Nip. Jeez, nobody answers my damn questions around here. Thank you. This is my podcast. This is my podcast. This is my podcast. Okay? Angelic Nymph says a couple of hours. Black Femicide, I'm not on a tirade. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on to help, my dear. That's all. A couple of hours. Okay, so is a couple 2? Can we agree that a couple is 2? Or do some of y'all think a couple is 2,000 hours? Is couple a 2 or a 2 million? What number is a couple? Can we agree that it's 2? Let's do some math. Let's just say there's 100 armed guards. Let's just say there's 100. 100 times 25. No, we'll say 50. Okay, so if they work 2 hours, can we agree that a couple is 2? One in the chat if we agree that a couple is 2. One in the chat. Like the video. Like the video. What does, I'm not trying to be facetious. That's not the right word. I'm not trying to be satirical. Okay, 2? All right, we agreed. I did some basic maths. Y'all, if we hire 100 guards, all right, is 100 enough? Or is that too many? If we hired 100 guards, and at $25 an hour, they work 2 hours, unless y'all plan on doing marathons, because I know we're all getting, fabulous and fit. Shout out to all the beautiful ladies. We're at $5,000.
Oh!
All right. I know, Truth. I know, Truth. Truth, why do you have to be so Hold on a second. Hang on. I know. All right. Trust me, my parents, they hated it as well. They did. They used to be like, why do you think you're such a smart ass? Like why are you upset at me for being smart? You raised me. I'm legitimately trying to figure out. Okay, $5,000, y'all, on security. So far out of 35, hold on a second. Let me do the math. Can somebody do the math? 34,559 minus 5,000. Can somebody do the math for me, please? Thank you. It's good to have you on the building. Make sure you're liking the video. All right. So maybe she wanted to hire 500 guards. We'll just give her that. Maybe she wanted to make it a freaking line of defense, and she wasn't able to do that. I'll give her that. Maybe she wanted to completely, legitimately have a small military army in the city of Washington, D.C., the nation's capital.
That will be needed. And this is the thing. 5 armed security guards is not enough.
Well, you know what? I agree with you actually there. I agree with you there, Black Femicide. I don't think 5 is enough. I think you're right about that. Is 100? Just a question.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's not.
Now, I need you to understand, and we missed this, okay? We missed this, so we need to rewind, okay? Rewind.
Rewind.
In
our circle,
It's just it was as I stated, it's just going to be a different iteration because of the threats. I could not afford to get the necessary amount of armed security that will be needed. And this is the thing. 5 armed security guards is not enough. Okay. That's not enough. With people threatening me, and with people threatening the participants, we are living in a very contentious time right now with these mass shootings. I actually am about protecting Black women at all costs. Why, if I were to continue the march and not say anything about these threats, that would be all about ego.
So there's kind of a blending, or if you want a triangulation, as the Woman's Sphere podcast, which is why she's on the Woman's Spheres podcast right now, right? There's a triangulation of concepts being meshed in, kind of like how guys like to hold women accountable, right? Where accountability in a lot of terms is often emotional and verbal abuse. But of course, it's being held accountable for the wrong sins that you've done as a woman, right? Your transgressions, right? It's the same. Why is my laptop fan blowing so loud? I'm sorry, the laptop fan's blowing loud. It's the same type of little twisting that's happening here in a way where she's making it seem like, oh, I'm protecting you by not allowing, well, to some extent possibly, but to some extent not. There is a chance, yes, of a mass shooting happening at a rally for the protection of black women. But once again, you've alluded to the main problem being what you just said a few seconds ago, is you not being able to afford more than 5 black security guards. Now, aside from the actual security guard contract, there are other things and licenses that you do have to pay. Depending on what type of First Amendment type of speech or right you want to have or enact, you have to go down to your local police department, actually set up a meeting. You're going to have to pay for different types of insurance costs. You're going to have to pay for a different type of actually, I forget what the actual term is. But all in all, just to give you a little hint, it's nowhere near $30,000, okay? Not to mention, let me just go ahead and break things down to you. Black Femicide US, if you had decided to actually work with people like Pink Pill, if you decided to not block me and actually have some kind of conversation or come together as a content creator and say, hey, Truth, I'd like to actually talk about coming together and working something out with you like I was trying to do to you, like I sent you a message a few weeks ago and you had me blocked, but you still decided to respond to me, and I'm glad that you did. But it's interesting. Maybe you didn't have me blocked. I don't know what's going on with the Instagram thing. I'll just assume that I'm blocked for now. Maybe I'm not, but it's interesting to me because if you would have come to me and actually asked how to get this proper thing lifted off the ground, I would have given you information like free radio play, AM and FM frequencies, so long as you have a 503C campaign or an actual publicized event that's like of public decorum or public awareness for hate crimes and things of that nature. You get free radio airplay, AM and FM frequencies and satellite radio frequencies. They give you free radio airplay so long as you're enacting something for the community awareness type of events. You can literally go down to your radio station, go speak with somebody, and they'll give you a free 15-second slot. But you don't know that because you haven't reached out to anybody to talk to these types of things, right? If you would have decided to reach out to other people, you would have by chance seen or been able to at least talk to people about logistics, where the crime is least preventable or most preventable in different areas, the best city to do it in. Not to mention, I'm sure there are a good amount of black brothers like myself, that if you would have just decided to ask, we would have gone out there with rifles and, done whatever. Now, that's the ghetto fabulous way to do things, but in Texas, that's perfectly legal. Maybe not right now, maybe not the best idea, but once again, we can go back and revert back to the security type of detail. There was plenty enough money for security. Not to mention, if you decided to actually ask somebody about security, if you decided to reach out and you just didn't know about security, I would have told you or taught or given you all the information that I found out about how to actually logistically and legally host a First Amendment type of speech or a First Amendment event, as they're called in Texas, right? The best way to go about that is to work with other people around you, right? I know people that are armed security guards right now. I know 2 of them. One of them is a black guy. If you've been on my channel for longer than a year or so, you've heard me talk about the black guy that taught me how to shoot pistols at the range in Texas. His name is Spencer. He's an ex-war veteran that was deployed in Iraq and something else. I think Iraq and Afghanistan. Done 2 tours. Black dude. I talked about him a lot. He used to donate to the live stream while we were live, and I was talking crazy about black guys. He would donate to the live stream, and he would say, hey, man, I appreciate it. Some of y'all might have seen his donations, or some of y'all might remember, but he's an armed security guard detail card holder, but he's an ex-military type of person, right? So I don't know where you plan on having the event or whatever it might be, but it seems to me like you have just completely 100% shut off the idea of this event happening, and you're like 100% past it. When I've seen comments upon comments upon comments of people, ladies, saying, hey, we don't mind. As a matter of fact, during this live stream right here, I was watching Woman's Sphere podcast, and I was looking at the comments, and ladies in the chat were saying, we don't mind, we'll still come anyway. A lady in the chat said, I'll bring the strap, or something along that lines. And there's a few other comments that said, we don't mind coming. Now, keep in mind, and once again, ladies and gentlemen, the article states that in the first march that Black Femicide had, 50 people showed up. So what exactly how much bigger were you planning on this march to be between last year and now, to where $34,000 from a march of 364 days ago, 50 people showing up, is not adequate enough for you to do the things that you're trying to do? I'm just having a hard time logistically adding the numbers up, and the math just is not mathing to me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't even know what happened. I think the screen transition. Did I mess up my screen transition? I think I did. Somebody definitely hexed me. All right? It's just not making much sense to me. Now, the threat about the shooting up or having this being a prime target of some sorts. Yeah. Yes and no. That's kind of the irony of this entire situation is that is literally what Black Femicide is about, right? Black Femicide is quite literally about, and I'm not saying this because people are like, what do you mean? You need Black women to die at the event? No, of course not. I'm simply saying that the seriousness of such an event is exactly why an event like this would need to happen, if that makes any sense. Now, do I think that somebody would come shoot up the Black Femicide or the Black Women's March? No, I don't. Is there a chance that it could happen? Yes, there's a chance that it could happen. But that's why you take measures to actively prepare for those chances not to happen. If that means hiring 100 security guards, if that means hiring more security guards than actual participants at the march, then that's what you do. You go ahead and spend $5,000 or $10,000 or $15,000 out of the $34,000. Believe it or not, that still leaves you with $20,000 left over. Quick math. You spend a good 15 on armed security guards, right? Ex-personnel, military men who have big guns legally, white men, black men, Zaddy, Brad, Tyrone, Quintavious, that can legally carry, that are about the business, that patrol the front, back, side to side. You get the news cameras out there because you've already hit the radio stations up, because you've gotten free promotion. You've invited the news crews down because this is a major event. You already get mass media coverage to some extent because you've been putting in work for a decent amount of time. But it seems to me that when it was actually time for you to level this event up the right way and you had the funds to actually do it, you have $35,000. You have $35,000. You have the funds to legitimately do something really big right now. You're upset at Black women for wanting you to have a march after they donated $35,000. Okay.
And I'm not about ego. Sure, I'm sure a little egg might still be on my face because I'm changing the way I'm doing the march, but it's because I'm protecting Black women and girls. I have to protect them at all costs.
Okay, this whole protecting thing, this is really just weird to me. Listen, Rosa is not going to, she can't physically protect you right now. And to be honest, the best way that Rosa could have physically protected you was to have a march on a very national grand scale and to actually monetarily invest into this march that Black women donated for her to invest to. So my question is, are you going to donate the money back since the march is happening virtually? I mean, let's just assume that you have to invest into virtual equipment. Let's say you have to buy a Sony A73R. It's a $2,000 camera. Let's say you have to upgrade to AT&T fiber internet. Let's just say that's $200. Let's say you get a Zeiss camera lens for $500, so you're $2,500 there. What else do you need to live stream? Microphone, audio interface. Let's say you get the top of the line audio interface and microphone, $2,000. You're about $5,000 total for a live streaming equipment. You're done. You can get a ring light like this off of Amazon for $12. You're good. You're good to go there. You're good to go there. Let me know if you need help setting up live streams. Unblock me on Instagram if you need help, if you want help. Do you want help? I don't know. Let's see if Pink Pill can offer some help.
And right now, I am not able to afford it. You know, I've raised $30-something thousand. In order for me to get the necessary amount of officers, it would exceed the amount that I've already raised.
Well, how much do you need to?
Yeah, we could talk about that.
Yeah,
offline.
Okay. For those of y'all who haven't taken psychology or who don't know anything about psychology, that's what you call nervous laughter. All right. When you're in a situation that's a bit uncomfortable, people tend to fidget, laugh, smile, look away, right? And then they answer the question. We can talk about that offline. Okay, we can talk about it now. Just give us a number. It sounds like Pink Pill. Pink Pill's like, Jonathan, why the fuck are you talking about me? Sorry, Pink Pill. I'll give a blanket apology. I'm gonna be woman sphere for a second. I'm gonna give a blanket apology. I'm sorry to anybody on the internet that is upset at me. All right. I apologize to anybody on the internet that is upset at me. Take it for what you will. All right. Okay. How much do we need? How much do we need? Sorry.
That's the thing. That's why I really want to work with you on the back end in the private group so that we can assist, because I assumed that it was just canceled. But I will say
it is canceled.
Say this. What I will say is that while I've got you on, the thing that I will say is that
all right. So pretty much, yeah. All right. How much did she need? All right. How much does she need? She needs double, ladies and gentlemen. That's what she needed. She said, and I don't know if we caught it there, but in that live stream, she ended up saying that she needs double the amount of money in order to get the appropriate or ample amount of security officers or detail for the march. How many officers are you planning to hire? How many armed security detail are you planning to hire? I'm genuinely curious. Yeah, I'll continue my tirade of truth. I'm just curious as well. And when I open the panel, if you want to hop on, you can let me know what the quote was for your security detail, and then let me know who you asked for the security detail. I mean, what was that conversation like? Because that doesn't make much sense to me. And if it doesn't make much sense to me, then most of the time something's off. Not saying I'm the smartest guy. I just know when things make sense and when they don't. Hate it or love it. Underdogs on top. And I'm going to shine, homie, until my heart stop. Go ahead, envy me. So we need to double the amount of donations, ladies and gentlemen. So keep those donations going. Black Femicide US needs $70,000 in order to get security detail for the parade to happen physically. So we need $100,000 for security detail, essentially. Six-figure man needs to come through, donate a year-long salary so we can get this freaking physical walk secured. Okay? That's what we're looking at right now. If you don't donate to the cause, then you're a motherfreaking naker. All right? Naker.
Yes!
Okay, let me see if I have some notes here. Since we have no super chats, I'm not letting anybody onto the panel because we have no donations or anything like that, so nobody's coming onto the panel. All right? In the meantime, keep donating to the virtual march, though. Donate to the virtual march. Now, Pink Pill has been doing meetups with her club members. I just want to say this, and this is in the notes, for about, for a long time now, underground. And so Black Femicide said that she's going underground as well. She said that after the march, she's going to be going underground. And you might have seen that in the beginning, the preview clip that we had. But she said that she is going to be going. Let me see if I can find that clip in particular. She said that she's pretty much tired of it. She wants to go underground.
So
you heard it from Rosa.
I'm done.
All right. Yes, Rosa.
Do the research. The community does not appreciate, still happening. It's not, the march is still going to be had. So please, and after the march, I'm done. So if I'm saying towards femicide, so I'm done.
Okay. She ended up saying, I'm going underground. That's the same thing, actually, that Pink Pill did, right? So the online tirades of Black Femicide have sent her underground at this point, right? The online tirades. From who? I'm still not sure. I'm still not sure who was getting onto her that much to want to go underground or to take her message underground, okay? So her saying that she wants to help so much, I mean, hey, the message is not going to be available for much longer. So I guess get Black Femicide US while you can, because she's getting ready to go underground. And is it going to be a paid membership, Black Femicide US? I know you're in the chat right now. Is it going to be a paid membership in order to access your underground content? Just want to know. If so, we can, we'll try and in all fairness, we'll put your links up, you know, since we're talking about you. If it's a paid membership, then, you know, we'll definitely promote it so that people can be able to see it. Because if you go underground, nobody's going to be able to see your message anymore. And if you keep blocking people on Instagram who want to share your message, not many people can share your message, coincidentally. Will you be attending the virtual march? You can answer this question in the chat right now for me if you'd like to. Queenie's in the chat. Good to see Queenie in the chat. DOD says 5.5, a black man kills a black woman is a lie anyways. That's the question in the chat. DOD says that number is a lie. I have not heard that before, DOD. DOD is a content creator. You can follow DOD on YouTube. I'll go ahead and drop DOD's links. He said that that's a outright lie. A damn lie. DOD, if you want to hop onto the live stream panel, you can hop on in 1 second. I'm going to be opening up the Zoom panel. I'd like to speak to DOD or somebody of the likes that does believe and, align themselves with DOD and what they believe. Now, DOD and the Woman's Sphere podcast have been working together, you know, to kind of put this whole Naz, Tyler, and Cynthia G thing to bed and to rest. I mean, listen, it's been like a freaking Avengers meeting trying to put Naz and Cynthia G, right, to a metaphorical side lot, right? It's been pretty brutal. Once again, did somebody decide that they wanted to settle the dust to dust? No, nobody still. Only person we're letting up onto the panel is DOD. Until we get 5 donations, the only person we're letting up is DOD. Let me open up Zoom, DOD. I want to hear about this lie. This is news to me. Hey, if you're at work, ladies and gentlemen, don't take it too hard on yourself. Nothing lasts forever. I know the night shift can be pretty, it can be pretty, tough, but I enjoy the night shift too because there's less people. Contrary to popular belief, I like people, but I really don't like people, believe it or not. I do tolerate them to some extent. The later on in the evening, I find the easier it is to tolerate people because the easier they are to tolerate, to be quite freaking honest with you. We're going to see if we can go for record time to get this Zoom panel open as we wait for your like and wait for you to send in your donation. If you'd like to join the panel or say something yourself, we need 5 contributors to donate to the channel. You can give $1 to donate. You'll be counted as a contributor. Yeah, you're right, ladies and gentlemen. It's that serious right now. Not even that, but I like people to put their money where their mouth is, and your eyes are the prize, as they say, right? No pun intended. Jesus. I am a wordsmith. Illuminati? Not quite. This is Sparta. However, I am kind. I am compassionate. I'm fair. I think I'm fair. Maybe I'm not. I think I'm pretty fair. That's the password to hop on into the Zoom meeting. I am waiting. As soon as you get into the building, DOD, you're welcome to join. I'd like to just hear about that facet and that fact. I don't agree with anything DOD says for the most. Well, I can't say that. I haven't had a conversation with DOD, but DOD is a part of the manosphere, right? So pretty much the opposite side of where we stand. DOD says black women die at that rate, but not at the hands of black men. Not at the hands of black men. Y'all saying Cynthia is crazy? How dare y'all? Cree said that's the same. The people that donated says, like, DOD's in the building, ladies and gentlemen. DOD's in the building. DOD, it's been a long time since I've had a conversation across the fence, man. So it's good to see you in the building. Now tell me about this statistic that we have wrong or incorrect. I can't hear you right now, actually. Wait, this isn't even DOD. This is G Money. Wait, I think DOD was in here, but he disappeared. So give us a second. We're having some issues right now with Zoom. I can't hear anybody. DOD, unmute yourself.
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, perfect. I hear it. Let me see what's going on right here though. Freaking Zoom always be on some. Okay, I think I got it here. There we go. Yeah. So DOD, you said that the 5.5 hours thing is a lie.
No, well, the 5.5 hours that a black woman dies in America is true, but it's not at the hands of Black men. That's what I'm saying. It's not every 5.5 hours a Black man is killing a Black woman. That's the part that's not true.
Okay. Do you have any references or anything like that, or you can email, because I know people always do that. That's kind of a really gaslighting thing. Of course, if you don't have news articles already, but email me that, man. I'd like to take a look at that.
Because actually, I've done live streams on it, and I showed it during the live stream. But I'll send it to you.
Okay. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I'd like to take a look at that. Interesting thought. Now, I know that you obviously have been taking part in the Naz and the Cynthia and the everything like that for a long time now, and I know that you still have your foot on their necks, and so I think it's a bit of the enemy of my enemy is my friend type of principle that that the Woman's Sphere podcast is kind of played into a little bit, in that the allegiances between the manosphere and certain parts of the woman's sphere and the femisphere has been happening. Like, she's been on Red Supreme's channel. She's been working on on a lot of other different guys' channels. A lot of people are saying that she wants to be in the manosphere, this and that. Do you see that what Women's Sphere is doing is something pretty beneficial as a whole? Are you 100% backing everything that she stands for?
I'm backing 100% everything she stands for as far as Taz and Nyla and Cynthia G goes. These people have been running amok on YouTube and scamming people for quite a long time, man, and doxing people, lying on people. And it just needs to come to an end. People need to be made aware of who these people are, because we have a lot of new people coming onto YouTube that have no idea who Taz and Nyla and Cynthia G are. They hear their content and it sounds good to them, right, especially if it's a message that they want to hear. But they don't understand who these people really are. And so for myself and whomever else here on YouTube is bringing awareness to them, I'm down with them for that.
I think that's well said. And I think that was somewhat of the allegiance that I had with her as well initially. It was pretty cool. Everything was cordial and cool, but she ended up forgetting, I think, for a little bit, who the real enemy was. And it seems like things got really misconflated and misconstrued for a second. And they still are a little bit misconstrued and misconflated, whatever, right now. We're just trying to put things together, put the pieces of the puzzle and pieces of the pie together. Well, listen, DOD, I appreciate you coming up and clearing that up for us. I'm going to look at that email, check out that email. I'll respond back to you, and maybe we can have another conversation another time to try and, clear that up. I'll give you your final words, though, because I want to say a few other things, and I'm going to end the line live here in a little bit. We're not going to be all night because you know how it goes on YouTube. You can't waste your time. Time is money, they say. So I'll give you your final words. Go ahead, DOD.
And I apologize, my brother. I didn't thank you for allowing me to come up to clarify what I said in the chat. So thank you very much for that, for allowing me up, my brother. Also, one final thing here. I don't have anything against Black women. I love Black women. And I want the protection of Black women. I want Black women and girls to be protected. The only thing I have issues with is these divestors who will tell these Black women that Black men kill them every 5.5 hours, but they seem to fail to mention that all races of men, all races of women, even Black women, have been killing Black women. But see, they concentrate on trying to make it seem like it's just Black men that does it, and I have a problem with that.
Okay.
Peace, brother. Thanks for having me up, man.
Not a problem, DOD. We'll see you soon, man. All right, so that's DOD there, ladies and gentlemen. Other side of the fence from what we talk about here. But since everybody's having a come to God type of, incident happened, then we'll have some conversations with DOD in the future and maybe try and figure out where both sides of the fence effectively stand. Queenie says, what I walk into. Queenie, you didn't walk into too much. You just walked into another Truth Seekers Live podcast. Nothing too crazy. You're going to have like 1,000 people in a Zoom meeting? No, nobody's going to be in the Zoom meeting because there's no... there hasn't been any. Well, somebody else is in the Zoom. Who's in the Zoom right now? Oh, that was Rosa. I'm sorry, Rosa. We're not taking callers right. This is Black Femicide US. Oh, okay. Obviously, Black Femicide US can obviously definitely hop on. And nobody else but Black Femicide US and DOD at this point. So Black Femicide US is in the building.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Black Femicide. Hold on one second. All right, go ahead.
Number one, I never said it was 100% Black men who were killing Black women. I've never said that. So let me get out there because people are in here saying I said it was 100% Black men. I never said that. I said proximity wise, it's primarily, but it's never 100%. Let me put that out there. Number two, I want to, and just like I said on Woman's Sphere, however it's pronounced, I've never been a part of the divestment community. I've never been a part of any swirling or any of those communities. So I'm also putting that out there, and I do not like when, sorry, that's my grandbaby.
Yo, you're fine. You're fine. Don't apologize.
But, let me say this. I didn't block you on Instagram because I don't run the Instagram, and I kept saying that in the chat.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I do not run the Instagram. I found out that you were blocked when you put it on the page just now. So that was not me that blocked you, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate y'all unblocking. I was really upset. I was like, wow, I guess she really doesn't like me, yo. That's crazy.
So, and it's just, it's really, to me, ridiculous. Like I said, I have to keep on putting out fires that I did not start. Now, in relation to all the messages that I was getting, again, I never said that it was people contacting me, asking me about their money and refunds and everything. The people were contacting me to let me know what Pink Pill had said. Come on, baby. Pink Pill had went ahead and made that public message without my knowledge. I don't know where she got that information. And that's what the people are saying. Hey, have you seen this? Have you seen this video? People are saying that the march was canceled, all of those things. So that's the messages that I was getting for the last few days. Now, as far as the death threats go, people think that this is funny and that this is a game. I have received very credible death threats. Okay, I've had to contact the FBI regarding this. Another woman who is actually a nurse practitioner, who somebody actually thought she was me, actually threatened her, and she lives out on the East Coast, and she had to end up leaving her home and going and staying with family members in another state because they actually thought she was me. So I'm not making these death threats up. People are giving definite death threats. So when I said that, that's what I meant. People are also saying that they're going to harm the participants of the march. Now, when you say that about how cheap, security is and everything, it's not cheap.
Let me go ahead and ask a few. I want to ask you a few questions, Rosa. I understand, that obviously being an online personality can be overwhelming at times. I get it. It's a very brutal career choice, especially somebody that's actually like yourself trying to do something positive.
And I'm not, right? But for me, this is not a career choice. You do not see me online, but I don't make YouTubes or anything. Most of my work is just done via the social media. I do not make videos asking for super chats. I do not do any of that. I've never, I don't monetize anything.
So
none of my
pages. Let me ask you a question then, Rosa. What do you plan on doing with the nearly $40,000 in donations then?
I just said that the march is going to continue. But I still have to
did you not say that the march was going virtually, or is the march actually going to happen in real life?
I would have to decide which way we're going to go because of the safety concerns. That is a legitimate concern, to make sure that women are protected at the march, and not just women, right. Anybody who's at the march.
Of course.
With the
let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. So you're going to still have the march physically in real life?
Yes. I have to make sure.
So now that changed from what you said 2 days ago, because you said it was going to be virtual.
To make sure that everything is going to be in place and everything is safe.
Right.
I don't,
listen, Rosa, nobody disapproves or disagrees with you that the march needs to be safe.
But when you were saying,
Rosa, nobody disagrees. Don't make it seem like I'm disagreeing with you that the march needs to be safe. You and I both know that we want the march to be safe. You know that, right?
This and someone saying, what's a death threat compared to being murdered every 5 hours?
I just want you to know that I really care about the safety too. As a matter of fact, I would come out to help with the safety and bring people that are licensed to do that as well. I would do that for you. I have no problem actually doing it if safety is a legitimate concern. But it seems like it was money that was the concern. You said initially it was that you didn't have enough money for the security. So is money a problem as well?
Okay,
whose stream is that? That sounded like oh God, I don't even know who. Jeez, that's great. No, take your time. All right, listen, y'all. Listen. All right. I want to thank Rosa for coming up because obviously she's definitely in the fire seat. But listen, the comments, keep it respectful.
I'm not in the fire seat.
She's not in the fire seat. She's not in the fire seat. I'm sorry, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean, Rosa. You know what I mean.
Yeah, but I want to clear this up because people are still continuously trying to disparage what I have done, what I'm trying to do. And that's important to me. Trying to connect me to people that I'm not connected to. So
now who has been your main antagonizers to make you want to pull out of this thing so quickly and so viciously? Because like I said in the beginning, we looked at your earlier post and it seemed like you were gung-ho, and then all of a sudden you were just like, okay, F all y'all, I'm done with this for now because y'all are just too much. And listen, I understand, all right? You saw what happened to me, okay? So listen, I get it when you try and help, even if you, whatever, I mean, I know that there's been a lot, but who exactly are your main group of antagonists? And when I say that, I mean, is it the divested? Is it the extreme radical divestors? Is it the manosphere? Or is it just like a mix of people or women?
Okay, it's a mix of people. I'm sorry about that. It's a mix of people. It's coming from Black men, Black women, sectors of the Black manosphere. And, of course, it's coming from, like I said, Black men, Black women, divestors that don't agree with me because, people wanted to use this. And I'm sure you and others have seen. People are trying to use this to push their agenda. As I said, I'm not a part of those communities. So for them to try and use Black femicide to push a certain agenda to say, I don't, this is why you shouldn't be dating this person, that person. I don't get into who Black women date, marry, or are with. And I have constantly said, I'm not a relationship expert, not a dating expert. I don't care. I want Black women to be happy, healthy, safe, and sane. That's all I've ever said. But as far as the money is concerned, the money is still going to go towards helping Black women, helping Black girls. I've always been transparent with everyone. And it just seems like whenever someone hears Pink Pill's name or any of the aforementioned people, they always try to blow that up. And this is why I was upset about Pink Pill saying what she said, because I knew it was going to turn into just what it's turning into now. You and other channels are trying to make it seem, and if that's not you, I apologize. But people are trying to make it seem like I was trying to take money. I'm very well off. Okay. And all this time I have been funding everything from my own pocket. Last year, I think people only donated maybe $1,200 or so, but this was a much bigger event. So it would not have the same monetary need as this year's event. But now with all of these mass shootings and other violence, I have to take that into consideration. I honestly do.
So, I mean, I guess the biggest thing is, I mean, there's so many different ways to go about it. Maybe just kind of figuring things out and working with somebody as far as like having an event center or some kind of like, maybe it'd be advantageous to kind of speak with somebody to have some type of event center event where it could be, locked down on the outside.
I'm actually talking to people about that. Okay. But, when you said I didn't contact you, I mean, I didn't have a relationship with you to know that, have all of this different knowledge.
But before, yeah, I assumed that you ran your Instagram page, but now that I know that you don't run your Instagram page, then yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So I'll admit and definitely take a big fault right there for giving you the wrong end of the stick in that situation. So I'll take the big fault there for sure. And aside from that, I think the bigger thing is, and Rosa, the bigger thing, and I'm just gonna put you on mute for a second. The bigger thing is we've gone through the Taz.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
Okay. We've gone through the Taz and the Nyla situation.
I can't hear you.
Oh, I muted myself. Yo, I'm so stupid on stream. On Zoom. Let me try and mute you real quick.
Okay.
Hold on. Yo, I'm sorry, y'all. We know we're trash with this thing. Oh, there it is. Okay, mute. Okay, there it is. Cool. Yo, this is like day what? Week 3 on Zoom. We still can't operate. So I think the biggest thing, and she can still hear us, obviously. What the fuck? Sorry, bro. I felt like a mouse. Woo! It felt like a dog or something. It was my microphone wire. I'm tripping. So we just went through hearing all these stories about the scams that happened with Nyla scamming $20,000 of weed. I mean, Nyla scamming $20,000 from Black Women's Sphere. The $20,000, from Black Women's Sphere. And it seems like when you have a platform, especially a platform that is something along the lines as a good outreach and a good community type of, and a good, like, let's be honest, trending topic and a moneymaker on YouTube. I mean, BWE is a moneymaker on YouTube. That's why so many people are trying to take active part in it, right? Just like the other side is very, very big. So when you have those types of opportunities, you have a lot of people that come in and they'll try and monetize something, and so it's not out of the ordinary to have somebody actually do exactly what you did. As a matter of fact, let me show y'all something really quickly, okay? Let me show y'all something. I'm going to show you something that happened in the white community, and I'm not saying this is what happened at all, but I'm just going to show you something really quickly called TanaCon. All right? Now, TanaCon was something that was made off of a YouTube creator, right, by the name of Tana Montague. And I'll just read to you. I'll just show you a piece of what happened here, okay? It was pretty much the biggest scam ever, but check this out.
This show couldn't get any worse.
So are you shutting down the whole event?
Horrible, just disaster of a convention.
The fans were legitimately scammed.
Before the event took place, it had been hyped as one of the greatest ideas in YouTube history.
I'm excited for TanaCon. It's just...
After the event had concluded, it was dubbed by many as the worst decision ever. TanaCon was its name. A convention hosted by Tana Mojo, an LA influencer who's best described as something like the female version of Jake Paul. Hilariously, when looking back in retrospect, for the event, disaster was almost inevitable. What else could you expect besides catastrophe when 20,000 people show up to a venue that holds less than 5,000? Would you expect anything different when you make attendees wait for 6 hours in the burning hot sun, only for them to be told that it's cancelled when they finally make it to the front?
Today, it has been canceled completely.
Would you expect anything different when the whole thing was planned over a period of less than 40 days?
Conventions take years.
And what month?
Take months.
Was that this year?
That was...
All right, so if you want to watch that entire thing, it's a hilariously fascinating watch. It's called TanaCon. It's called Exposing TanaCon. She sold 20,000 tickets to a venue that didn't even seat 2,500 people. They didn't have water. They didn't have food. They didn't have... People were passing out in the parking lot, having heat strokes. It was a mess, yo. It was a straight up hog flipping mess. TanaCon. So, and Black Femicide still here. Sorry, y'all.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Thank you, Black Femicide. So I think that a lot of people, and even me, to be completely honest, I see that and I'm like, you heard about the Fire Festival with Ja Rule, right? Y'all saw what happened in the Fire Festival type deal. Do you remember that? One more video for the road. One more video for the road, and then we'll keep it. We'll keep it up. I think that's the problem that some people had, right? Let me show y'all this. This is pretty funny too. Actually, we're not going to look at that. Just know that the Fire Festival is another hilarious thing with Ja Rule.
I'm aware of the Fire Festival, but
yeah.
Again.
So that's what people I think were like, okay, so is the thing still happening? And they were waiting. They were messaging you. They were like, okay, so what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? And it was just building and building.
Yeah,
right?
they were letting me know what Pink Pill had said. And again, it was basically about Pink Pill. Again, I'm not an online personality. And, you know, all of these different channels and people are always having freaking issues. I'm not aware of these people issues and problems with one another. So, you know, it's always a trip to me. You know, I'm honestly just coming here honestly and earnestly, and to have to sit up after I speak with this channel or that channel, I got to get another email. Well, you know, that YouTuber that you just spoke to, they did this, that, and the third. And I'm going to say it again. I'm not a YouTube personality. I don't deal in all of these different circles. I'm here to clear my name and tell folks what's up, and that it was that the safety of Black women was a concern. And also that, yes, I was getting harassed. I still am getting harassed. And a lot of people that I didn't expect to give me backlash gave me backlash. So yes, that was unexpected. Maybe if I was a person who was always out here in these YouTube streets, as folks say, I would know this, but I'm not.
Now, what was the backlash that you were getting? Was it that the march wasn't happening quick enough?
No. The backlash has,
You're fine. You're fine. Go ahead.
The backlash was about people saying that this is a lie. I'm an agent of chaos, and you know all of that. So that can get tiresome.
Right. Yeah, definitely. So they thought that you were just coming in to, you know, to grab a bag, cause some chaos, and run. To be a part of the drama in the Black YouTube space, essentially.
That's not me.
Okay, so when do you plan on the event taking place tentatively right now? When are y'all looking? And
it's still going to be the weekend of August 27th through the 28th.
Okay, cool. So people can still donate to the GoFundMe and everything like that. Listen, I'll try. I don't know a whole bunch, you know, but I'll definitely try. And now that I, you know, offered my extension of services, I'll try and, you know, help out any way I can. And in every way like that. I think that once again, people just wanted to see and hear you speak. And I think it's good that you came on and, you know, spoke your piece, and people are going to take, and I'm sure you're still going to get a lot of stuff. You're still going to get a lot of flack, you know, to be quite honest with you. But that kind of comes with it, you know, Rosa, that kind of comes with it. It's a brutal thing. And if you get to a certain point, a certain level, you know, more money is more problems. A very wise man once said.
Consider that a lot. You know, I appreciate everything, but you know, $30,000 in comparison to what a lot of other folks have done, I don't consider that anything. And people really think that, I mean, I appreciate it, but just understand, I'm saying it's nothing in comparison to what others have raised and done, and just basically giving people the middle finger. I'm not doing that.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, I hear you there, and I think that's good. Listen, I know a lot of ladies still want to be at the march, so listen, the march is still going down, y'all. You will be able to show up. There will be heightened, escalated personnel. Once again, Rosa, I do know a little bit about ballistic security and things of that nature. I don't know anybody in D.C. Y'all are saying it's going to be in D.C. still?
Yeah.
Okay, it'll be in D.C. I don't know anybody in D.C., but I just kind of Googled, but. Okay, listen, we look forward to that, and August is right around the corner, so I'd like to be there as well, but I know I probably won't be able to be there, but you know what, I might just pop up, to be honest with you, and so if I can, I'd like to, you know, help out however I can. But thank you, Rosa, for coming on, and tell whoever blocked me on Instagram to unblock me, yo. It's embarrassing, dude. But thank you, I appreciate you coming on. Listen, that is the Black Femicide US, ladies and gentlemen, Rosa Pereira, forgive me, that's a tough one right there. And she has done a lot, right? She's done a lot, and she's definitely frustrated as well with a lot of the stuff that she's gone through. She's been a good sport. All things said, she's been the best sport for a guest that's come on to the podcast. Listen, we're closing out the Zoom, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate Black Femicide US for coming on and clearing her name and being a good sport about it. You know, I know a lot of y'all are still gonna have concerns. But listen, the march is going down. It will happen. Okay? The march will happen. She still is actively a part of it. I didn't ask her whether or not she plans on going underground. I forgot to ask her that, so forgive me, y'all. I forgot to ask her that, whether or not she still plans on going underground. But I assume that she'll clear that up. Maybe if she decides to, she'll start making a few YouTube videos to keep people, or whatever. Maybe she'll decide to start uploading a little bit herself. She's not as much a social media person. And so I think that was adding to a lot of the confusion and frustration, right? People are saying, what's going on? What's going on? Well, she said she's not a social media person. So she doesn't run her account. She's not posting. The YouTube account doesn't have much content there. So I'm sure this is a learning process for them. They're going to appropriately apply the money in the appropriate regards. Rosa, if you need somebody to create video content for you, you can. I'll do $250 a month. Pay me $250 a month, and I'll help you. Set everything up and make everything nice and clean with your your OBS and everything like that. Hey, I'll help you get off the ground if creating video content to help support the Black Femicide US movement is something that you are actively trying to engage in. If not, I understand that you already have a lot on your plate, and she does have a real life outside of YouTube as well. She made sure to let us know. So shout out to her for doing that. She's a nurse, I believe, so that's awesome. Shout out to her. Make sure we protect the very best of us. She's out there in the healthcare on the front lines of the pandemic when everything was going down. Hey, I appreciate you joining us on this live stream. All right. I do appreciate you joining us on the live stream. We had one donation. I want to appreciate that one donator for the $10. Let me read that $10 super chat that we had from somebody. Give me 1 second. Where'd that $10 super chat go? The answer to the will you be attending the virtual March. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, we have some bad news. I have 71 votes. 54% of people will not be attending the virtual March. So that's a good thing, because guess what? The virtual march is no longer happening. That's a good thing. The virtual march is no longer happening. Congratulations, y'all. Congratulations. Listen, nice in the comments. Listen, I had a $10 live stream chat. Whoever donated that $10, God bless you. God bless you. I appreciate that. We'll be back in probably 4 or 5 days. Right? I appreciate Black Femicide for coming on the panel. Hey, I want to appreciate Diana Prince for being a mod in the channel. As well as all the other mods that we have in the channel. I want to thank them for being in the channel. I think we only have a couple, but I see Diana right now. And I think Organic Black was here earlier, but I think she had to take off. Listen, make sure, ladies and gentlemen, that you enjoy your life. Go out there, do something fun, do something incredible. You only live one time, y'all. So I know that we have a lot that we talk about here. There's a lot that goes on in the world, but make sure that you get out there. You still enjoy and live in the world, right? You don't have to become a part of the atrocities that the world takes pleasure in, but you can become somebody that enjoys the world and the time that you have inside of it. So make sure that you do that on your way out. Make sure that you think about concealing or getting yourself some Second Amendment rights, because we do know that the only thing that can stop a bad guy with the Second Amendment or a gun is a good guy with a gun. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the entire ad. Since we have less donations, thank you for watching the entire ad. My name is Truth. You can email me thehonesttruthyt@gmail.com. Stay in tune. THT TV is coming soon. It's going to be a wild experience. A lot of fun. I'm excited about it. I will see you in the very near future. You live one life, one chance to dance. Make sure when the light shines, you got your dancing shoes on, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you very, very, very soon. Good night. I literally can't hear it at all. Hopefully it's actually playing. If not, it's going to be trash. Literally, I can't. Oh, it's not even playing. How trash is that? We'll check it out, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and start this over one more time. Hold on. Just hold on. You just relax, okay? I got this under control, all right? You just relax. Why are you tripping? All right. All right, let's see. Let's see if I fixed it. I don't think I did. I don't know if the video has any freaking volume. You try and do things right, because I have two different things, but check it out. What we're going to do is this. We're just going to play the intro video for the ending. So it's going to show the longer intro, which I don't like because it's not the actual ending intro, and it's different. But, YOLO. All right, y'all. Try this again. Good night. Trash. Oh, it still didn't play. How trash is that? So we might not have, an ending video this time. Let me see. I don't know why it would have. Why it would have done that, but I do have one other alternative. The other alternative I have is to just open the video outside of everything and to do it somewhat of the ghetto way. I'd prefer not to do it that way, but we might not have an option at this point. So let's see. We'll try one more time. If it doesn't work this way, we'll do the ghetto way, because I know it doesn't feel the same when the stream doesn't end with the song. And no, it just doesn't play anything. I don't know what happened between now and then. All right, contingency plans. When it doesn't work, then just go to your Windows Media Player and then just open it through your Windows Media Player. Which doesn't make any sense, but that's what you have to do. But good night, y'all. I'll see you soon. We did it. We did it. Never give up. Never give up. There's always a solution. I love you.